Hello, and welcome to Shane's Microscope. I'm Shane, and this is my microscope. Let's take a peek. Today's sample comes to us from the ground. I grabbed myself a pinch of moss and put it in a little sample jar to bring home. Here you can see a good shot of one of the moss pieces. I put the sporangium onto a slide as well as one of the leaves. I figured those were going to be the two most interesting pieces. And then I added a little bit of water to make sure we had enough under the cover slip. The sporangium was maybe a bit too thick and opaque to be an ideal sample, but hey, that doesn't stop us from trying. It could still be interesting. So let's check it out. Mosses are known by the scientific name bryophytes, which comes from the Greek bryon for moss and phyton for plant, so simply the moss plant. Unlike the carrot we were looking at last time, mosses are non-vascular plants, which means that the plant is much less efficient at transporting water to its various parts. It doesn't have a system of those tracheids like we saw in the carrot, and that's why mosses tend to be small and low to the ground. A lot of mosses look very similar. It's difficult for me, not being an expert in that area, to tell a lot of them apart, but based on what I can see, this might be a lesser smooth cap or wall screw moss. But that's a level of detail we don't need to get into to learn some interesting stuff anyway. Now the leaf comes off of the gametophyte part of the moss. That's the part that's responsible for the early stages of reproduction. That comes from the Greek gamos, marriage, and phyton again still means plant. So the gametophyte is the marriage plant. And under high magnification, we can really see the chloroplasts. That comes from the Greek chloros, green, and plastos, formed. And they're the little green parts within the cells that are responsible for photosynthesis. Zooming back out and going over to the sporangium, that's spora for seed, and angion, capsule, Greek again. Zooming in, we can see there's something on the end there. What is happening? I think there are spores coming out of there. Zoom. Enhance. Check that out. I wonder if being wet caused the sporangium to start releasing spores. I mean, that would make sense if you were a moss. You'd want to release spores in wet conditions, maybe after it had just rained or something, because like I said, being non-vascular plants, mosses need to be low to the ground and have access to plenty of moisture. Or maybe it just occasionally releases some spores and I just happen to be looking at it at the right moment. Well, that's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to see anything like that under here. Well, I don't think I can top that level of excitement, so why don't we leave it there for today? Thanks for having a look with me. Until next time, keep on peeking.